Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. मैं हूँ देवयानी and आज का video is going to be very important for everybody who has just started writing their SOP or is planning to write their SOP to do their bachelor's or master's degree in the UK. So I'm studying international marketing at King's College London and I'm bringing my experience here. So I'm already aware कि YouTube पे काफ़ी सारे videos है who talk about the tips and tricks to write an SOP, what to include, what not to include. But इस video में I'm going to go one step further. So I'm going to be dividing the video into 3 parts. The first part में I'm going to talk about the pre-research part कि SOP लिखने से पहले आपको क्या क्या पता होना चाहिए. Then I'm going to talk about how to exactly write it and then I'm going to talk about how to format it because लोग कुछ भी format करके भेजते हैं. And if you guys know कि यहाँ पे UK में you don't need GRE, you don't need GMAT, so your SOP is one of like the most important document. Literally आपके marks भी कम हो और if you have like a good strong SOP in which you can communicate your passion towards the subject, आपको admission मिलने के chances बहुत बढ़ जाते हैं. So make sure you watch this video until the end. But before we begin, let me take a minute to talk to you guys about today's sponsor, which is Amber Student. So आपने SOP लिख के हो गया, आपका admission मिल गया आपको Dream University में. So next thing you have to figure is your accommodation. And guys, Amber Student is Southeast Asia's largest student accommodation provider. उनके पास इतने सारे options है. And if you know, like they just recently crossed like 600 million का turnover and things like that, which is amazing. So आपको एडमिशन मिलने के बाद, like I have added the link in the description box below. Click on that and register आपके नेम, आपके email ID, like आपके नंबर के साथ and also like the name of your university which you are going to and do it as soon as possible because जितना आप लेट करोगे उतने आपके options कम हो जाते हैं, उतना अपना budget बढ़ाना पड़ता है and things like that. So Amber Student, link in the description box and let's just get into this video. So in the first part of the video, I'm going to talk about the pre-research stage. तो I'm sure कि थोड़े लोगों ने एजेंट के साथ अप्लाई किया होगा, थोड़े लोगों ने खुद से किया होगा. बट इफ़ यू हैव अप्लाइड विद एन एजेंट, आई एम श्योर उन्होंने आपको थोड़े SOP के एग्जाम्पल्स दिए होंगे कि देखो ये 2 एग्जाम्पल्स पढ़ लो और आपका SOP लिख लो. लिटरली गाइज वो बिल्कुल पढ़ना मत, वो पहले जला देना बिकॉज ये लोग इतने जेनरिक SOPs देते हैं ना. लिटरली मेरे एजेंट ने मेरे को SOP भेजा था, आई वॉज लाइक ये क्या लिखा है, क्यों लिखा है. सो डू नॉट मेक दैट मिस्टेक बिकॉज आप वो पढ़ोगे ना, आपके थॉट्स ऐसे लिटरली वुड बी इन दैट डायरेक्शन कि आपको ऐसे ही लिखना है. यू वुड ट्राई टू कॉपी एंड दैट इज द बिगेस्ट मिस्टेक यू कैन मेक. So I would recommend you to read 2 SOPs maybe. So one may be of some friend who has got into that dream university कि आपका कोई दोस्त गया, मे बी कैम्ब्रिज गया है या US में कोई यूनिवर्सिटी में गया है, और मे बी समबडी फ्रॉम योर सेम सब्जेक्ट हु हैज गॉट इनटू सम यूनिवर्सिटी. आप उनको पूछ सकते हो उनके SOP के लिए. सो रीड दैट एंड अनदर वन मे बी यू कैन गेट ऑफ लिंक्डइन कि आप कोई आपका जो भी कोर्स हो, लाइक इफ यू वांट स्टडीइंग मार्केटिंग एट मैनचेस्टर, रीच आउट टू समबडी, आस्क देम. मतलब मोस्ट लोग नहीं देंगे बट देयर वुड बी समबडी हु वुड डेफिनेटली गिव इट आउट. Again, if you want to read my SOP, all you have to do is subscribe to my YouTube channel, give this video a like, and take a screenshot and DM me the screenshot at devyani.24 on my Instagram, and I'll be more than happy to share my SOP with you. But I would say कि don't read a lot of SOPs, read just 2 कि आपको थोड़ा generic idea मिलने के लिए कि how to do it. So that is the first part कि आपको in general idea आ गया कि आपके कोर्स के बारे में कैसे UK में SOPs लिखते हैं. The second thing you have to do is do your pre-research for your university. So मैं आपको बताती हूँ वो कैसे करते हैं. So as you can see here, I have already made a Google sheet for you guys कि ऐसे example, like before you start writing, make sure you organize your data perfectly so that आप जो भी SOP लिखो, जो भी university के लिखो, it would be perfect. So all you have to do is first obviously serial number 1. तो अगर आपने मेरा दूसरा यूनिवर्सिटी वाला वीडियो देखा है अबाउट हाउ टू अप्लाई, व्हेन टू अप्लाई टू डिफरेंट यूनिवर्सिटीज, चेक दैट आउट. पर मैं उसमें बताती हूँ कि डोंट लाइक apply to every university because आपको 10 SOPs लिखना पड़ेगा. Just apply to 5 universities. Check that video out. But anyway, in this video I'm going to talk to you about कि एक यूनिवर्सिटी को कैसे रिसर्च करते हैं and you can apply the same technique to the other universities you apply to. So the first thing you have to do is, like for example, I'm going to say King's College London. And आप कौन से कोर्स के लिए अप्लाई कर रहे हो. So all you have to do is then you go आपके Google पे and just type in like King's College London International Marketing और आपका वो स्पेसिफिक कोर्स के पेज पे आप आ जाओगे. सो व्हेन यू स्क्रॉल डाउन, यहाँ पे यू कैन सी एंट्री एंड रिक्वायरमेंट्स. सो क्लिक देयर एंड यहाँ पे इफ़ यू कैन स्क्रॉल डाउन नीचे यू विल सी द पर्सनल स्टेटमेंट एंड सपोर्टिंग इन्फॉर्मेशन. तो यहाँ पे उन्होंने पर्सनल स्टेटमेंट के बारे में इन्फॉर्मेशन दिया है. पर यहाँ पे क्या दिया, ओके येस पर्सनल स्टेटमेंट इज रिक्वायर्ड एंड उन्होंने क्या दिया है, मैक्सिमम ऑफ 400 कैरेक्टर्स और अपलोडेड अटैचमेंट टू द ओके और मैक्सिमम ऑफ 2 पेजेस. So even if you have used like a small font, तो आप 4000 words तक जा सकते हो. But I don't recommend that. Like up to 2000 is fine. But depends on the university. For example, University of Manchester might have only 500 words. Like every university has their own requirements and every course has their own requirements. So ऐसे नहीं कि Kings का मेरा 4000 है तो किसी और subject का 4000 ही होगा. So you have to check that out as well. So I have seen कि 4000 characters or 2 pages. So I come here and I say 4000 words or 2 pages. So this is the information you need. So the next thing you need to know are the favorite subjects, like which subjects really interest you from the course module. So अब यहाँ पे जाओगे again to your whatever degree or course you have, then teaching and structure में when you scroll down, okay, here are the required modules I have to do and these are the optional modules I have to do. So I scroll through everything. मैंने सोचा कि okay, which are the 3 things which really interest me. So maybe like international marketing again is a very interesting subject to me because उसका ही मैं masters कर रही हूँ. Oops. I type here international marketing. Then I think consumer behavior is interesting, so I think I would add consumer behavior. And I have to think for another one. So if I see like I think digital marketing is interesting, international marketing, I think brand management is काफी interesting, so I'm going to add that. So if you see, I have added 2 core modules and 1 optional, but it totally depends. You can have all optional modules as well. But like देखो, like for example यहाँ पे क्या लिखा है कि 45 credits आप ले सकते हो. So from this you can only choose 3 subjects which you really like in your optional modules. तो आप सब आपने तीनों examples यहाँ से होंगे, तो ऐसे मत करो. Like have like a nice balance कि एक core module डाल दिया, 2 optional modules डाल दिया, whatever works for you. But like something you really like and these subjects you enjoy. The next thing you have to do is again go on Google and type in आपकी university का नाम and societies and activities. So as they go KCL societies and activities for example, and you will be taken to this page. So every university has a lot of societies and clubs you can be a part of. And even if masters में आपको part लेना है नहीं लेना है, आपको वो SOP में mention करना है कि you would like to be a part of that. So you know, for me, like I scrolled for hours and hours together कि मेरे को कौन सी society अच्छी लग रही है. So like for example, I'm a marketing person, so I'll just put marketing. So again there's a marketing society, so I go through that कि oh इसमें क्या है, whatever this is. So then I say okay, I would like to be a part of the marketing society. Okay, 180 degrees consulting, which sounds really nice. So यहाँ पे if I go through this तो समझेगा कि oh UCL और Imperial के students के साथ होगा, you know, live projects and things like that, which is so interesting to me. And this is also in relation with my course, which I'm going to be studying. So then I say, okay, I want to add 2 clubs, so I'm going to say 180 degrees. So this is like the basic thing you have to do. So each university का लिखो, like go to say Manchester, go to their website, see कि आपके SOP के requirements क्या है, what is the name of the subject which you would obviously know, then 3 subjects you like and 2 clubs you would like to be a part of. So this is the pre-writing stage. So before you even start writing, you need to know कि SOP exactly क्या है. So when you apply to a university, आप आपके transcripts भेज रहे हैं तो उनको आपके marks पता है, you're sending in your CV तो उनको आपका experience kind of पता है, and you send in like references जो आपको endorse करते हैं कि हाँ this is true. But your SOP is your voice. So literally आप like university is giving you a chance to show your voice, to show your passion to them. So make sure कि आप अच्छे से लिखो, like you know, don't make it very generic, very you know bookish kind of thing. Like for example, oh I am Devyani, I want to study international marketing because I'm passionate about it. I scored 8.97 CGPA in my undergrad and I love the subject and things like that. Which is a big no-no. Like tell a story. Like you know, आपके बचपन से कैसे start हुआ? What do you like in it and things like that. I'm going to talk about it more in detail in section 2, but like you should know that. The second thing you need to know before you start writing your SOP is it is kind of like a formal document. Like you cannot be like very informal with it. Like I had somebody send me their SOP, a friend, because मैं usually सबके SOPs नहीं पढ़ती because it's a lot of effort and it's a very important document. But one of my friends sent it to me. तो उसने क्या लिखा था कि like he was writing for something, wanted to like a chef course only actually. तो उसने बोला कि I went to this bakery and I was interning there and the chef told me that it is the best recipe you have ever had and she just gave me a chef's hat and patted on my back or something like that. So this is like a very conversational thing. तो आपको ऐसी चीज़ें नहीं लिखनी. You have to be very formal yet I won't say very formal, I would say a semi-formal approach is the one which is the perfect thing. Like बहुत formal भी नहीं, you can be a bit cash but not like very ऐसे गप्पे मार रहे वैसे. सो नेक्स्ट थिंग यू ऑल्सो हैव टू रिमेंबर इज ऐसे कुछ नहीं कि SOP में इफ़ यू यूज़ लाइक रियली फैंसी वर्ड्स इट्स गोइंग टू गेट यू इनटू अ यूनिवर्सिटी. दैट्स डेफिनेटली नॉट ट्रू. द SOP हैज़ टू बी वेरी रिलेटेबल कि कोई भी एक ह्यूमन इज रीडिंग दैट उनको समझना चाहिए. दे डोंट नीड टू गूगल और रिमूव अ डिक्शनरी कि आपने क्या ही बोला है इसमें. सो बी वेरी रिलेटेबल, बी वेरी ट्रू टू योर सेल्फ. लाइक इफ यू स्पीक रियली लाइक शशि थरूर लेवल English, then go for it. Like be expressive as much as you want. But if not, if you're somebody like a normal person जो normal English बोलता है, that is also completely okay. So your level of English does not decide if you get into a university or not, because आप IELTS anyway दे रहे हो. So they know कि okay आपका level है 7.5 or 8 or things like that. So just don't over Google things like that and do it. So now the second part of the video, let us talk about how to write it. So I don't know, this is like a maybe very debatable thing and which might work for somebody, which might not work for somebody, but this is something I did. So you know, SOP में if somebody tells you okay you have only 500 words, you like really start overthinking oh like how do I start, which quote should I use, what should I do, you know, things like that. You just start over analyzing everything. So I would recommend कि like पहले स्टार्टिंग ड्राफ्ट 1 में सब छोड़ दो कि कुछ रूल्स मत देखो एंड जस्ट स्टार्ट राइटिंग वट एवर यू फील दैट यू वॉन्ट टू शो टू द यू नो टू द एडमिशन्स ऑफिसर एंड वट इज़ द बेस्ट साइड ऑफ यू. लाइक आप लाइक फॉर एग्जाम्पल सब लिखो कि हाँ I love this course because of these reasons, मेरे ये favorite subjects है, I like you know these things, मेरा ये school में मैंने ये पढ़ा and things like that. And just don't think about anything else. Like don't think about the perfect draft. Just like when you have everything written down, then आप जब second draft करोगे, you would know what really sticks out from that, and you can really pick out that and use it in your second draft. ठीक है? So आपको काफ़ी drafts बनाने पड़ेंगे. I'm not even kidding. But for me honestly, like I did not overthink as much. Like usually I'm like a chronic overthinker. मैं बहुत सोचती हूँ और मैं बहुत डरती हूँ. But I think for me, like I love marketing so much. Like this was like my dream, you know. Like I just love this subject. So मैं एक बार ऐसे बैठी, मैंने भी पूरा ऐसे like I did a word vomit of like everything. I made one draft and then the second draft मैं लिख लिया. मैंने पूरा SOP one go में लिख लिया and it was done. That was pretty much it. But not everybody has like that thing. So it is okay to have multiple drafts as well. So just make sure कि पहले इसमें आप सब लिख लो. Then you understand what is like क्या बोरिंग लग रहा है, क्या irrelevant लग रहा है. You can start writing a second draft. So in that also मेक श्योर कि डू नॉट इंक्लूड लाइक इरेलीवेंट थिंग्स. लाइक फॉर एग्जाम्पल अगर आपने बैचलर्स किया है फाइनेंस में और कॉमर्स में वट एवर इट इज, सो लाइक डोंट मैंशन ऑल ऑफ योर सब्जेक्ट्स इन योर SOP. Like they don't want to know कि oh I did my bachelor's in mass media and I learned subjects like international marketing, I studied digital marketing, I studied journalism. Okay, you can definitely mention that because I kind of did, but in very brief. And why is it relevant to what you want to do today? Like for example मैंने journalism सीखा है पर मेरे को marketing करना है, तो I wouldn't mention journalism in my SOP, right? Because that makes no sense. तो आपने जो भी लिखा है, आपका जो भी word हो, पैशन हो, बचपन का प्यार हो, जो भी हो, इट शुड ऑलवेज रिलेट टू द कोर्स यू आर स्टडिंग. लाइक फॉर एग्जाम्पल मैंने क्या लिखा था, सो आई मैंशन इन माई स्टेटमेंट ऑफ पर्पस हाउ आई फाउंड माई पैशन फॉर इंटरनेशनल मार्केटिंग. सो इसमें मैंने बात किया कि सो आई हैड बीन टू मैक्सिको इन एन एक्सचेंज प्रोग्राम फॉर अ ईयर. तो मैक्सिको मैंने बहुत क्रॉस कल्चरल कम्युनिकेशन देखा, मैंने इंग्लिश, हिंदी और स्पेनिश बोलना सीखा, which is like exposed me to the global media, and from that I learned a lot of subtleties about marketing and things like that. So if I was studying something like maybe finance, तो मैंने वो मैक्सिको का एग्जाम्पल ही नहीं दिया होता. But I am studying this, I'm studying marketing which is international marketing, तो मैंने international experience डाला. But for example if I applied for Manchester, मैंने इतना international experience के लिए मैंने नहीं weightage दिया था because it was not relevant, because there I was only studying MSc marketing. But तो भी marketing was an important part because again I'm coming to London which is an international country, a very cosmopolitan country. तो आपको ये सब चीज़ें एकदम ध्यान में रखनी है. एंड नॉट जस्ट दैट, लाइक अगर आपने बचपन में कोई तो ऐसे लंगड़ी कॉम्पिटिशन जीता है फॉर एग्जाम्पल, और इवन कहाँ पे तो डांस किया है इन लाइक अ क्रिसमस इवेंट, लाइक इट डजेंट मैटर. लाइक दिस इज लाइक आप आई थिंक बिफोर योर बैचलर्स वाले एक्सपीरियंसेस आप इतना कंसिडरिंग मत करो. ऑल दैट मैटर्स इज वॉट यू डिड, लाइक यू नो काइंड ऑफ during your bachelor's and after that what did you learn, what did you study, what inspired you to do this subject. And अगर आपके words में वो subject का passion दिखा ना, literally you are sold. Like even if like literally like I got a 8.97 CGPA in my bachelor's, but definitely बहुत ज़्यादा लोग होंगे who got way more 9 point or 9.5, but maybe they did not have as much passion for marketing as much as I did. तो मैंने SOP में सब explain किया है कि you know how it began, how I started liking it. मैंने internationally काफ़ी travel किया है, तो how did that experiences connect. Like for example मैंने बोला कि you know China में red color is very lucky for them. Like for example in other countries it might be a dangerous color. So it is a very interesting insight. So why is that? So I've always been curious. So मैंने इसमें भी बोला कि after traveling to Mexico I want to connect the eastern and western world. I want to bring those worlds together. So you have to tell कि what inspired you, where you're currently at, and also your journey कि how you're gonna contribute to the university or to the subject or to this line in future. तो मैंने ऐसे बोला कि हाँ मेरा पास था, यहाँ से मैं इंस्पायर हुई. फिर मेरे को लाइक बिकॉज आई रियली लाइक्ड इट, आई डिड माई बैचलर्स इन मास मीडिया. मैंने वो बहुत पढ़ा. आई हैव डन 10 इंटर्नशिप्स इन मार्केटिंग मेरे को बिकॉज आई रियली लाइक इट, बट आई स्टिल वांट टू एक्सप्लोर द इंटरनेशनल पार्ट. एंड हाउ आई वांट टू कॉन्ट्रीब्यूट इज आई वांट टू गेट बोथ द वर्ल्ड्स टुगेदर and have more cross cultural marketing or advertising or products in that sense. So then this was a very good reason कि ठीक है आप यूनिवर्सिटी से ग्रेजुएट हो कि आपका एजुकेशन लेके you can utilize it in that way. So that you should always keep in mind in that sense. The second thing is like usually people start off with like big things ki oh since childhood I have been passionate or some quote, which is that is completely okay, but make sure कि आपका जो quote और आपका जो example है which is directly in line of any subject you are going to study at this course or any this course itself. कि मैं अगर बोली कि हाँ मेरे दादाजी lawyer थे, that is if you want to study law and if you say oh my dadaji was a lawyer, I really like it, and then he always taught me कि बाहर के laws कैसे होते हैं, which was really intrigued me, and that's why I want to study law here. That's a good reason. But if you say oh my dadaji was a lawyer and he taught me in his like how he used to do accounting and that's why I want to study finance, and that makes no sense. Like obviously like itna this is a very like obviously generic thing I'm saying, but you just logic everything कि आपका कुछ भी on your SOP has to relate to your course. कुछ भी, literally कुछ भी. So बहुत videos में लोग बोलते हैं कि there's a format you need to follow. I don't think there is like a hard and fast rule of what you have to do, but more or less first para में you write like a quote or experience that connects you to the course you wish to study. It should be really short and sweet. Like एक para में लिखो कि हाँ this is the reason, this is what motivates me. In the second para be more specific about the your past experiences कि आपको कहाँ से motivation मिला, आपने क्या क्या किया है उसके लिए. So if you have done any online courses to learn more about it, you can talk about that and what you gained from that. So be very brief and depending on your word count again, but just ऐसे सब चीज़ें like your past experiences and things like that you include in that. And after that like you can divide it into 2 or 3 paras. तो मैंने 2-3 para में divide किया था, and which is like लोग बोलते कि just write it in 1 para, things like that. It completely depends on you. So like just divide it whatever makes sense. तो अगर आपने मेरा चैनल सब्सक्राइब किया और आपने मेरा SOP पढ़ा है तो you would exactly know how to go about it. But if not, like like you just read your friend's SOP and you would get that idea as well. And then in the last para you say why this university. So this is like a very important part, and please listen carefully कि हम अगर KCL को अप्लाई कर रहे हैं या UCL को अप्लाई कर रहे हैं, they already know that they are good. So a reason that oh this is a very prestigious university, this is a great university, lala, they know, and they don't want to like get it reassured. Like some ways they want to, but this is not like your purpose to study at this university. So what is a good enough reason कि हाँ मैंने ये university को देखा, I went through the subjects which we have written, and subjects like international marketing, consumer behavior and brand management really interest me. तो ये मेरा एक reason है. Like these are amazing subjects. I think there's a lot of exposure in that. Not just that, KCL has these clubs as well, which I would really love to be a part of. So 180-degree consulting. So this would give me an insight on the industry and how that works. So they also want to invest in someone who could be an asset to the university as well. कि कोई तो आया हाँ चल masters करते हैं prestigious university पढ़ के निकल गए. So it is like ठीक है कोई तो student, it could be anyone. But if somebody is willing to invest in the university itself, invest their time, taking interest, doing more research, oh these are such interesting societies, I want to contribute in that way, they would definitely want to. Why wouldn't they want to? Like आपको subjects भी अच्छे लग रहे हैं, आपको ये clubs and societies भी अच्छे लग रहे हैं, तो you are a winner. So make sure you include this for sure. So in the third part of the video, I'm going to show you how to format your SOP. So let's just go right here. So again, this is not my SOP, this is some random SOP I took off the internet. But यहाँ पे उन्होंने अच्छे से लिखा है, like here नीचे you can see the number of words. So here you can like go up, like यहाँ तक वो लिख सकते थे, because if you apply for KCL you're allowed 2 pages of 4,000 words. So उनका font अगर छोटा होता then you could have like maybe इसमें they could have written more, but like a 9 font is very bad. So all you have to do is after you write your SOP, make sure you go and select Calibri or Arial, anything of that. Make the font size 12 and please no italics. Okay, so this is the basic formatting you have to do. Then यहाँ पे you can see there is this option called 3, justify text. तो आप वो करोगे ना, like everything is like in one line. So if you see पहले it was ऐसा पूरा टेढ़ा मेढ़ा, so that looks really bad. So Control A करो, select everything and do this. So now it looks very uniform and neat, correct? Then go here, go to design and go to paragraph spacing. So usually UK में जो भी assignments होते हैं these are double, पर यहाँ पे I do not recommend double of course, because then go for tight. So यहाँ पे it is like, it looks really neat, really clear, and yeah, that is like a good formatting thing. Next thing you have to do is double click on the header. So आप header पे double click करोगे ना, यहाँ पे you can get this. So you just go to header and यहाँ पे left पे header जाके यहाँ you can see this option 3 वाला. So click here and just type the name of your course, national marketing. Then यहाँ पे आप click करो statement of this and यहाँ पे the name of your university, King's College London, and then select everything, go on home and उसका font size 9 कर दीजिए, like smaller, and click enter, like double click on that. So if you can see यहाँ पे maybe you can just like have like one नीचे, yeah. So यहाँ पे आपका header आ गया, तो उनको पता है कि you have written this SOP only specifically for them, which looks really nice. तो अगर आपने पहले वाला देखा which was so random and now this, and यहाँ पे you can like sign off by saying Devyani. Oh shit, I spelled my last name wrong, can you imagine? But ऐसे, so now this looks so neat. And sometimes you can also do कि go to layout and margins, you can see like normal margins. So normal margins I specifically don't like because वो थोड़ा सा like a lot of space is wasted. So I prefer a narrow margin. So that is my preference because then you can add in more information and it still looks good. So that is that. So this is how you write your SOP. First you do your primary research, pre-research. The second thing you write about yourself, tell your story. So there are a lot of videos जो आपको अच्छे से like the more professionals who can tell you what to do. But this is like I'm a person like you and me, and I got into KCL, so that was my experience. मैंने मेरे दोस्तों के जो SOPs पढ़े हैं from things like that. So tell your story, be original, connect your passion to your subject. And in the last part, this is how you format your SOP, which is a 12 size, like Calibri or Arial, all these things. You only have to submit it in a PDF format. So when you upload, make sure you upload a PDF. नहीं तो पूरा वो formatting गलत हो जाता है depending on MacBook पे edit किया है या Windows पे edit किया है. So that is that. So I hope you guys found this video extremely helpful, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day and see you next video. Bye.